The Isaiah Factor Uncensored starts right now.
And welcome to The Factor Uncensored. A sex trafficking sting in Fort Bend County has rounded up 17 alleged predators in our community. Now, here on your screen, you are mugshots of the Johns. They are a major part of the problem. Their intent? To buy sex, therefore creates a demand for human trafficking. Investigators went undercover for 2 operations in August and September. They were able to identify 9 traffickers and 17 victims. Joining us now is Fort Bend County District Attorney Brian Middleton to talk about the results of this investigation. So when you think about Fort Bend County, though, you don't think about human trafficking, you don't think about prostitution, you think Houston owns that. But that's not the case.
Right. You know, when you're that close to Houston, you're going to have, some collateral consequences. You're going to have crime pouring over into the neighboring counties. Fort Bend County is typically a safe place to live and work. And most often it's listed as one of the safest places in the United States. But human trafficking is the type of crime that is everywhere. It's the crime that occurs in plain sight, so there are probably no areas that are safe for human trafficking.
And was this an issue that was brought to law enforcement by residents who say this is becoming a problem, or you took the initiative to step in before it becomes uncontrollable?
Right. I was aware that human trafficking existed in our county from prior employment. And so when I took over as district attorney, it was one of my promises to be proactive and to go after traffickers in my county. And so I did that. The first operation that we did was Operation Freedom, and which resulted in over 60 arrests. But I have been very intentional about my commitment to eradicate human trafficking in Fort Bend County. And to, suppress crime in the county, period. It's been a safe county. We want to keep it safe. My office is one of the few district attorney's offices that does criminal operations, so we just don't wait on cases to be filed. My investigators go out and they make cases, and that's what you saw in these 2 operations.
And we're not talking about 2 or 3 cases. We're talking about 17 individuals, and then you took some women off of the streets who were in that pipeline. Were you at all surprised by the number of cases that you tackled and were able to bring to justice in this particular case?
Right. We were out there just for a few days and were able to recover 17 victims, which is an indication that we go out there every day, we'll, recover a like number. So it's a clear indication that we still have work to do, but we're committed, we're up to the task, and we're going to keep pursuing them.
Now, when you decide that you have made the arrests through the investigation and you decide to put the suspects' pictures out of there, what are you hoping to achieve ultimately with that?
Well,
and it's just not their pictures. Anybody who's arrested, their picture is available to the public, but
something happened in the last legislative session. They made prostitution a felony, and that I don't think has been widely known. So our hopes is that people will see these pictures and will be discouraged from soliciting prostitution.
And for the women that you guys take off the streets who may be prostitutes or who may be also the victims of human trafficking, do you have resources that you go to in order to help them, to keep them from going back on the streets?
Right. We work with a number of different non-governmental organizations like the YMCA, who come in and provide support services for the victims of human trafficking that we recover. You have to understand they are abused and traumatized women and men. And so it takes a lot of professional services to help repair them from the trauma that they've endured. And we also need them healthy so they can help us prosecute their traffickers.
And one of the things you just mentioned, not just women, but also men and also underage individuals.
What was remarkable about these 2 operations, in Operation Sapphire, one of the victims that we recovered was a male, and another one was a female juvenile. So it's not just women It's adults, it's children, it's males and females, and that's something that's often lost in the discussion that men are victimized too. So parents should be aware that their sons may be targeted just like their daughters.
And of course, we always hear, okay, sex, prostitution, victimless crime, but there's a trickle-down effect in the community, on families. Tell us a little bit about that.
Right, you usually see when a person gets to the point that they are actually soliciting prostitution, they have progressed. And so you see a deterioration, and we see once they get to buying sex, is that it spends some time. And committing those crimes, there's a fear that they will progress even further from there. So, we want to discourage any sort of crime in our community, but we especially want to discourage crimes. And I disagree that these are victimless crimes, because women as a whole are affected, because it, affects perceptions. So we want to make sure that these victims, these women, are respected, and we hold our community to a higher standard.
All right, District Attorney Brian Middleton, thank you for joining us
sir.
here on The Factor Uncensored and staying up late with us, and hats off to you for a job well done.
Thank you, sir.
We appreciate it. Still